Well, 15th February 1942 marked the start of a dark and tumultuous period in Singapore, the Japanese occupation. Now, 78 years later, the National Heritage Board will commemorate it with new programs to give diverse perspectives to Singapore's World War II history.
This year's Battle for Singapore will include tours to key World War II sites which are usually closed to the public. Melissa Go with more.
An uphill journey in the north of Singapore takes you to the former View Road Hospital. From the 1970s to 2001, it was a branch of Woodbridge Hospital, which is now known as the Institute of Mental Health. But its history stretches further back. Research suggests that the British began its construction, and quite likely the Japanese completed it during the occupation. It was then used by the Japanese as a naval base, complete with a bomb-proof office.
There is also evidence that this here was an observation deck used by the Japanese during World War II. So anybody standing here can get a clear view across the causeway. So that will be advantages in directing artillery fire as well as in tracking enemy movements.
Our guide tells us that this would have been useful as the Japanese anticipated the British would try to recapture Singapore from the north. Not far from there, another tour takes you to yet another site that has had many faces in its lifetime, the former Admiralty House. Home to military commanders, a country club, and most recently, a school. Also within its grounds, a mysterious bunker about the size of a one-room flat. Little is known about it, based on detailed diary entries by a former British resident and a concrete squat toilet seldom built for British naval officers. Researchers think it was likely built and used by Japanese officers stationed at the house.
We hope to get more Singaporeans, especially the younger generation, interested in Singapore's World War II history so that they can better understand the impact of the Japanese occupation on Singapore and Singaporeans. We also hope that they'll be able to better appreciate World War II buildings and sites and reflect upon the broader themes of remembrance, resilience and reconciliation.
Visitors can register for over 70 guided tours online. The Battle for Singapore programs include other offerings like first-hand accounts of the war from survivors.